Hello guys, welcome to week 9 of the GLS online learning course. So this week you're going to be looking at managing stress and conflicts in the work environment. So I'm just going to do this video showing you what you need to do for this week. So I'm just going to kind of view it as a student, view it as the way you would. So you're at the home screen. Again, two ways to look at this. Firstly, on the right side here as I'm scrolling down, you can see here is a list of each week what you need to do, and at the bottom is our current week, week 9, and this is the managing conflict and stress. You can click on this link, it'll take you straight to the content page. Very brief description of the journal that you need to do, that goes in your portfolio, and the assignment is a link to the Dropbox. So you can use that if you want. So that's there, and I'll obviously put this video up there as well. And then the content is the way I prefer to go to it. So click on how to work with others, and it's going to be under managing conflicts and stress. And so I'll just take you through this front page, which is always here now, just explaining what to do. So two things as always to do for this section. The journal. You are going to make a journal of lists of tips and strategies, that means 5, for yourself, that will help you transition to the next step of your life. So what you're going to be looking to do is to come up with 5 ways that you are going to cope with the changes that are going to be coming into your life. That might be going off to university or college, it might be going into the workplace, leaving home eventually, those kind of things. So in writing down 5 strategies you're going to use, think about these as you write those down. What do you see as the next phases of your life? Are you going straight to work? Are you going to college? You might also be reflecting on a new relationship of some kind, whether that's friendship or romantic. How will you be successful? What will you change about yourself to be more successful in the new environment as you prepare to leave school? How will you deal with the stress of working with new people? Trust me, I've been out in the world after school, obviously. In a workplace, it's very different to being in school. There's certain expectations of behavior that you have to change pretty quickly. Even at college or university, there's quite a big difference you'll see pretty quickly in terms of how you interact with people, both good and bad. And how will you approach conflict in those situations? Again, in school I was a hothead. I often approach conflict with actions before I thought about things. Once I'd grown up a bit towards the end of high school, and certainly in university and the workplace, it was a case of stepping back and thinking things through before I acted on difficult situations, let's say. So again, those are some ideas to kind of help you get going with the journal. The assignment is similar. What you're being asked to do for this week is create an infographic or comic strip that shares strategies that you would use to resolve conflict and manage stress. So you're going to come up with 2 different strategies in your infographic or comic strip that you would use to solve a conflict. So my vision of this would be like a comic strip where you use perhaps a real life scenario of where you've had some kind of conflict. Now, this could be in the workplace. If you're working in a grocery store or a Tim Hortons, maybe you're dealing with a difficult customer. So the first box would show the conflict occurring. Someone's being rude to you or being a difficult colleague or whatever. And then the next few boxes would show how you dealt with that situation. So you may want to come up with 2 different scenarios with 2 different strategies or coping techniques that you would use in that situation. So as it says, just going through, use a minimum of 2 strategies you would use in the situation and connect it back to you. So how did applying those situations, or how would have applying those situations have made the outcome better for you in that situation? Okay, so that's the assignment for this week. Again, if you click on the content, there's much more information here that you can go through before you do those things. So there's some question prompts here you can think about for this this section. There's a video to watch on the 4 magic phrases when responding to a situation. It talks about the 4 typical ways we respond in a difficult situation: fight, flight, freeze, face. So it goes through that, which is really interesting. So you might want to think about that as you do your assignment. Then the journal, which I've just talked about, is there. There's another video talking about how you should speak up for yourself in the workplace and in different environments you're going to go into. So this is a great TED talk talking about how it's important you learn to assert yourself more,